Hey guys, it's Jazara. Welcome back. Today, I'm joined here with a good friend of mine, best Jigglypuff man in the world, and recently ranked number 25 on the PGRU V3 NA. We're here with BassMage, man. What's going on?
I'm doing good. I saw you wanted to interview me, and I was like, I don't see why not, so here we are.
Hell yeah, man. So, for anybody that's new to the channel, the point of this series is I want to get people more connected with the Smash scene. I want, players that might not have a platform, or up-and-coming players, or even the top players, man. Like, I want to give everybody a platform, want the community to know everybody better. I feel like that's the next step to really grow in Smash as a game, is getting the casual people more connected with our competitive community. So I figured I'd join here with my man BassMage. Good friend of mine, known him for a really long time, and amazing player.
Well, thank you.
My man.
Well, let's get it started.
Yeah, let's hop right into this. Alright, so first question I got for you, man, is how were you introduced to Smash?
The best way I can say I was introduced to Smash is that I don't remember if it was a school tournament that was just happening at the end of the year, or if it was just my friend and we just played Brawl together.
Okay.
I was never anything competitive. Like, I never was in an actual tournament until Smash 4. But I just saw that, and that was really it.
That's what's up. And did you pick Puff from the beginning, or did you originally use somebody else?
I played Kirby at the beginning when I first, played. I just, saw Kirby, and I was like, who would play this character? And I was like, I'm gonna just play this character because Kirby's funny. And then I just enjoyed. I would just do the Kirby down B move, and it was just fun.
Get everybody with that. Yeah.
Yes, I would do it all the time. I don't remember if it was before or after I was consistently going to tournaments. I do remember a Comic-Con event where I did do a Brawl tournament. Okay. Oh yeah, it was after Smash 4. I just did it because I saw it and I was like, why not?
Yeah.
And I just remember my first time playing against someone who actually played Meta Knight. I would I knew all about Meta Knight being broken, but then I actually played against Meta Knight and I was like, whoa.
Like, this character is...
I just have to go, because when I would just play Brawl by myself in my room, just for fun, I realized that I loved Ice Climbers and I loved Kirby and Jigglypuff. So I was like, oh, I knew Ice Climbers was really, really good, because I watched Brawl videos. And I was like, I have to go Ice Climbers. That's just it. I couldn't go my favorite character. And that was one of the first times I learned about just tier difference.
Yeah, no, tier difference in Smash. I feel like in Ultimate it's not as big, but in the other Smash games, especially, bro, I feel like people who only played Ultimate don't get it. The difference between the top and even the mid tiers was night and day.
Agree. I always think a good example of ultimate balance is Sumo Suto. I think the Dr. Mario who keeps getting top 8 at Japan majors.
Yeah,
it's a really good example. I think I have a take about Ultimate where I don't think the game is that balanced, but not because of the character difference, but because of how many characters there are in this game.
That makes sense.
You can't learn every matchup in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're never gonna truly know how balanced this game is. Because you have to learn 85, 90 characters, or however there is.
I think it's 86 perfectly. Or something like that. Yeah, exactly.
I've always said, you could perfectly understand the Roy matchup, but you could be you could be 4 years into the game and not play against a character. That's just you could play against 20 Roys, but the Piranha Plant player that's your round 1, you're not gonna know anything about.
That was my thing, with Olimar. I have only played against Olimar once, and it was in the second month of Ultimate.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to the next question. So you mentioned that that a Brawl tournament was actually your first event. So
I don't know if it was my first. It was just
the first you remember.
It was that school tournament. I wouldn't call it wasn't a ranked tournament for it wasn't Arizona ranked.
I got you.
It was just a random high elementary school 6th grade tournament.
For sure. So do you remember what your first big event was on your Smash?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I actually completely do. It was this event. I think it was FD 11 or FD 8, something like that. And it was just I wasn't part of the scene at all. Or anything, I just saw it. My mom let me travel an hour and a half to drive to go there.
Oh, shit.
I had someone that was there to make sure that I was all okay and everything like that. Because I was 13 or 12, so I had someone who I think was 19 or 18 I was there to make sure that I was all okay. And then I think I went 1 and 2.
Nice.
I know there's a quote that someone told about me. His new tag now is Terran, but I remember he said that like the first impression of me was that I was just a 13-year-old white kid. That was it. I was just a pasty white kid that was just entered a tournament for the first time. And that's
For sure. So that was like a local event though, out in Arizona.
Oh, it was actually considered like, it was like 80 entrants or something like that, which is pretty big for Arizona at that time.
On your Smash wiki, or it says the first event that they have listed for you is actually like, I believe it's an online event. So let's talk a little bit about that. That's how me and you met, was the online scene. So like we're in Smash 4 at least. Would you consider yourself more of like a Wi-Fi player?
Yeah, I was a big I mean, I know my thing was that I actually talked more with people online than I played the game because I didn't have a LAN adapter. And with my situation, I was like weird for me to have a LAN adapter. Like, I didn't even know like how to get one or anything like that.
Yeah, as we had just talked about the online cruise scene, that's how me and you met, through online cruise. How do you feel that scene helped you grow as a player?
Well, I mean, the big part was not necessarily even playing with players. It was just talking with people. Because like I've always like, it's good to play the game, but it's also good to talk about the game and like learn.
100%.
Like learning is like super important in like Smash or like games, especially with a lot of characters, because like I got to talk to people about so many situations and matchups, and I just got to hang out with people and like learn about the game, and that's very important. I see the first custom stage.
we're on Fall Guys. Yeah.
Is this Fall Mountain? Or is it just a Fall Guys thing? Because I see the top part.
Oh, I don't know. I think I just downloaded Fall Guys stage. So.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, no, chatting with people, like that was definitely like a big part of my growth as well, because you literally like you have access to good any player basically that you can find, and you could talk to them immediately and just say whatever about the game.
It's also cool because you get to see their growth too, is like when they're playing, like when they're in a tournament. I think it's one of the cool things about Wi-Fi crews that people don't like, that people forget about. That's even people you like played with, like also getting as good as like you're trying to get.
Exactly. Like you guys are all there for the same goal. I'd say 90% of people in Wi-Fi crews are like serious Smash players.
Yeah. I think I'm the crew that I was in, aka EV, and then like I think it was also SS. Like those ones were like very serious, but like I don't think they're like anywhere near as crazy as the ultimate ones, with some exceptions.
Yeah, the ultimate ones seem pretty hardcore.
Yeah, they seem like pretty crazy. It's
it's the stage, man.
It could be the stage. It don't seem that crazy though. It still seems like a good time. Because like now I'm an outsider looking at it. I'm not like in the whole scene anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not in the crew scene anymore. And before, I was really into it. I did data analysis. I always tell people when I would do crews, I would have 2 people, Ambient and Ditto. I Ditto. And it would just be like, we would just go over every situation for like a crew. And I've done enough of that.
I got you.
I've done enough of analyzing crews for like 5 years.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, being the leader, you definitely had to put in a lot of work. Before me and you had met, I was the leader of a crew. I don't know if you remember that, and that, it's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, people don't like being a crew leader. If you're like dedicated,
is
like actually like going crazy takes so much work. Like you have to treat it like a literal part-time job.
Straight up.
I won't say full-time, but part-time like is still like a lot for a Wi-Fi crew.
Yeah, you're not making anything off. It's literally like just for like respect.
At most, you're making like $20 or something like that.
Yeah, there was like they'd have little like the tournaments.
They'd have baby prize pools back in the day. I mean, it was still cool, but like...
Yeah, I mean, it was
crazy
just
how much hours you put in.
For that, yeah. And people would be hyped about it, too. That was the cool thing, is like...
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Let's go. The Bowser came in.
The Bowser came in clutch. The Wi-Fi crew days, I'll still cherish them to this day.
That was like my favorite time playing Smash, 100%. Yeah. Next question I got for you is, you know, I had mentioned it before. You were recently ranked number 25 on the PGRU V3. You just came off of 7th place at Ultimate Wanted, 13th at Rise and
Yeah.
Grind, 25th at SmashCon. Like, where do you think needs to happen next for you to make the next jump? Is it developing your Fox more? Is it just getting more consistent with your Puff? Where do you think you need to go?
I think it's it's getting my Fox and now Steve in like to try and improve those characters.
Okay.
And I think and I just need to like get more experience against now top 10 level players or top 15 level. Because it's always been lack of experience for like when I mess in like a lot of spots. I'll just get nervous when everyone else doesn't.
Yeah.
In spots like that where I have to get very used to like more like those situations.
100%. And I feel like you've beat Cola, you beat Gluttony so far, which are those are like some really solid wins. But I get you 100% because they've been there in that spot before.
Yeah.
You know, you're the one who has more pressure.
Yeah, I'm always the challenger, is how I would say it. Like they're always like they're the champion people. They know what it's like to lose and win. I don't really know what it's like to lose and win in those spots. It'll be just something I have to get through just brute force experience or just like some sort of like coaching. It's one of those two.
For sure. Have you talked with the coach at all?
My coach that I've always the coach I said it at Summit was Mewtwo King is like the big coach that I've had.
Okay.
And he still helps me out to this day.
For sure.
With like stuff. If I ever have a question, I'll always just ask him.
How did you guys kind of like develop that relationship? Did you just message him, or was it because
there's always the Mewtwo King DM sometimes where like he'll just like give you advice just randomly.
What the heck?
It's really it's cool. I know it's like a thing in Melee and kind of in Ultimate. He also I'm trying to think of he also plays in Cineroar, so like he watched he watched me and SkyJ's doubles run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he helped me a lot in Summit was like the big thing. Like I won't be like he super carried me, but he gave me like really good tips to use for the future.
What the hell?
I've never seen a lava drowning.
Yeah, no, me neither. That's funny.
Yeah, that would be the closest thing I've had to a coach, but I've never had anything like crazy. I've never paid for a coach.
I got you.
Yeah, it's always been if Mewtwo King wants to help me out, then he can.
Yeah,
if he
you're
doesn't,
gonna
I
for
totally
sure
get
take that advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from the king, man, like you gotta take it if
exactly.
If you can
I think he's the number one. He is the number one coach, to me at least. He's helped so many people that I'm always a fan.
Yeah, no, Mewtwo King has he's always been somebody who wants to help out other people in the community. I feel like he loves Smash more than anybody else in the community
He does love Smash more than he knows. Maybe there's people that love Smash more, and even then I could be wrong, but he knows more about Smash than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, all collective, he definitely knows more than everyone else.
Yeah, he definitely...
There's a gap with it, too. It's not even, like, anyone's close.
Alright, so the next question I got for you is, over the last 2 Smash games, at least in my opinion, you've been the best Jigglypuff player. In Smash 4, there was, I forget what his name was. He was another Wi-Fi...
Captain L? Master Puffy?
Yeah, Master Puffy. That's who I was thinking of.
That's a
throwback.
I don't know. He was never the best Puff player, in terms of the world, but he was probably the best Wi-Fi Puff.
That makes I remember
but,
he would get wins on the Bayo players and stuff online.
Yeah, I know. Let me think. The best offline Puff, even if it was a secondary, had to be just Captain L. It just has to be.
For sure.
He was on the PGR with Puff. I think people forget that. Puff was on the PGR.
He was?
Yeah, he was PGR 47.
I remember him being on the PGR, but I don't remember him getting Puff on there. That's crazy.
Yeah, he got Puff on there because he had a win on Larry Lure and he had a win on Ascend.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Puff was on the PGR and he has wins. So by default, it probably has to be him. And even solo Puff, that one's hard to say. It's to the point where I wouldn't even go into it.
Okay.
Because it's there's a lot of people that were just inactive. And there was also I think Erika, the Japan Puff, who still plays in Ultimate, he did really well in Smash 4. Pretty well, retrospective to Smash 4 Puff.
Yeah.
I was looking back, I wasn't close to the best Puff in Smash 4, but I think that and I probably wouldn't have ever been looking at it again, just because I would have to have been Captain L's legacy. I don't know if I could have done that, but it is yeah. When it comes to Smash 4 Puff, I always give it to Captain L.
For sure. That's respectable. I mean, if you got on the PGR with them, like you got it. You got to give it.
Yeah, I just have to
right
give it.
there.
It doesn't even matter. It's just you got it.
So, who like would you watch Captain L, or was there other Puff players that you like to watch?
The big
back
one
then
that actually
today.
gave me tips was Speckler, and another person that I would it was mainly just like Speckler and Captain L. But the thing is, with Captain L, he played like complete like matchup check style. And he'd agree with this too, where it would just be like he would just camp the ledge and then sing stall for like 8 minutes. If he had the lead, he would jump air dodge sing stall for 8 minutes.
And if they didn't know how to beat it, then
he'd win every single time. It was just how it is. But I was glad that Captain L agreed with my opinion that like, Puff wasn't bad as a co-main, or like if you like played other characters. As a solo main, Puff was like bottom 1, bottom 2.
Yeah, 100%.
But as a co-main, or like even like 3 characters, the character was like bottom like 10, 15. Still not good, but
she had some decent matchups, like you said,
yeah,
against
there were
Ness,
weirdly
Fox.
good matchups. Ness, Fox, Sheik, Diddy were like the 4.
Yeah.
Like, Sheik was weirdly not bad. Still losing, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Diddy was like losing but barely. There's a lot of weird matchups with like top tiers, but it's just the issue is you played one of those like 1-9 matchups that were like there were probably realistically like 10 to 15 of them. You just lost.
Yeah, like a Yoshi, Lucina,
yeah, Yoshi, Sonic, Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Game & Watch was actually Puff's probably hardest matchup.
Looking back, you think that?
Yeah, because just the Game & Watch's up smash beat anything that Puff had, no matter there's no counterplay.
Damn. I remember you thinking that it was Sonic and Yoshi back then, so it's interesting to
it's crazy is that it is an ultimate.
For real.
It is still Sonic Yoshi, still an ultimate. It's not changed. Game & Watch would probably be top 3 hardest in Smash 4. The Sonic and Yoshi were just that bad. It was literally not realistic to beat Sonic. Like, it's not realistic to beat Sonic now, let alone Smash 4 Sonic. Smash 4 Puff. Where you had to do, like, some insane, like, reads, and Sonic had to do, like, one thing.
Literally, he could just sit there and force you to approach, and, like, you... Didn't you have, like, dare loops in Smash 4, but they were, like, damn near impossible to hit?
They were a thing, technically, but what I didn't know back then is how good SDI was against Puff down air.
Mm-hmm.
So you could actually just full-on SDI out of it, but no one knew because why would you?
Yeah, it's Puff.
It's Puff. You didn't really need to. You didn't need to do that to win. You didn't really need to learn that.
And then, real quick to build on that last question, how good do you think Puff is in Ultimate? What's your opinion on her?
I've said Puff has been in a numbers. I don't like saying like high mid tier, high tier, top tier anymore because people have like way different views on what's high tier in this game.
Exactly.
Like high tier could be like 50 characters.
To some people, yeah.
Yeah. So I have Puff at like 35 to 45 in like, the numbers tier. Like just like depending on like what you put, like that could be like high tier, mid tier, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just have Puff at that range.
For sure. That's a pretty fair spot to put her, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's like
I think
Ultimate's
it's very
weird.
reasonable now. Ultimate is very weird. So a lot of characters are in that 35, 45
Exactly,
spot.
yeah.
So like it's tough to say, but I think I would actually put Puff higher, but the only issue is that you can argue that I'm an outlier to Puff results. So I can't really put Puff that much higher because if I'm the only one doing it, then it could just be me outplaying people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any other people in Ultimate who have like any sort of notable results with her that I'm just not thinking of?
Actually now, yeah, it's really cool to see. There's Senra and Erika, the Puff I told about before.
Yeah.
They both have I think they have PGR level wins.
Oh snap! Okay.
From what I know, yeah, because I know Senra's beaten Brood, TK3, and Niatono.
Oh dang.
Like there's other Puffs with really good wins right now. What? That's a thing? Oh, okay. I want to get hit by that. All right.
So my next question is, I feel like this is kind of how you started to get your name out there, but your relationship with Hungrybox. How did you two get connected? Do you guys talk still? What's the relationship like there?
So our thing was that I would go into his stream, and a lot of people knew me then.
Yeah.
But not even really HBox knew me. But what I would do is I would go to HBox's stream, and I would just coach him in his runs. And I think we both knew that like just from me doing that, I was getting like viewership and like more popularity.
Yeah.
But I was also helping his stream out a lot. We found out that like when I was helping him, or like when I was giving tips, and like when the Puff community would watch, he'd get more viewers.
Oh shit. Okay.
So because I would help him out so much, he would get more runs. He would go from like 2-2 to like potentially winning the tournament.
And that's way more content for him.
Yeah, that's way more content for him, and it also would help me out because it gets my name out there. It flexes a large audience.
Exactly. I don't know what your stream's at right now, but I remember kind of at the peak, you were near like 500 subs, weren't you?
Yeah, my peak ever was 700. I'm trying to grind back to that now because I didn't stream for a month because of tournaments.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now, I mean, like, because of like HBox, I always like give my credit to Hungrybox. I did my thing, like, I mean, I worked hard for it, but he was the one that got me all the viewers, like, to come in, and my job was to keep them. Because you can have 1,000 people watching you from a raid, but if you're not like if they don't like watching you, your next stream will have 5 viewers.
Exactly.
No matter what. Yeah, I always like give my credit to HBox because he helped me out so much. And I think he's a really nice guy. I actually think he's a very I always say he's a very normal guy, in my opinion. Like he's not like that crazy person you'd see like on like YouTube. You'll see Hungrybox pops off and faints or something like that, or you'll see like Hungrybox almost dies because he lost game 5 or something like that. Like I view him as a very just normal, nice guy. That's how I see him.
For sure. Yeah, no, he seems cool enough. I've never had the chance to, interact with him or anything, but
yeah,
we
would sometimes DM. Not really like right now.
I got you.
Every now and then we would maybe. But we usually talk at any tournament we go to.
Nice, that's what's up.
Like we'll talk for like a few minutes or something like that. We'll like talk about stuff, and that's really it. Just say how's it going and everything.
Yeah, that's cool, man. The next thing I want to ask you about is a couple of like iconic clips you have versus Gluttony at Smash World Tour. Man, you were down 2-0 against him, and you were able to come back and get the reverse 3-0.
Right.
Obviously, I probably your biggest win still.
Biggest win easily. Yeah. Easily. Not easily, but yeah.
Like how are you feeling as the set was going on? What do you feel like you changed, and how do you feel like after you've won? It's been like close to a year at this point, I think. But
yeah, like 9-10 months. Yeah, you're right. I know what I remember was that I knew how he liked doing his wafts, which he's changed up now. He's like improved on it, but he would like it was very predictable to know when he would do a waft, and that's what I would try and use against him.
Okay.
As I like went on, I just like knew when he would go for wafts, when he would commit, and I started realizing he was scared and he didn't know how to recover against Puff.
That was the big thing I noticed as well when I watched the set, is that game like 3, 4, 5, you were absolutely bopping him every time he got off stage. No way. Back that goes. No, what? Yo, what?
The mix?
What the heck?
It was intentional. That's it.
I believe it.
Thank you. For the Gluto set, I just remember thinking my headspace was really good in comparison to... Because I had a really strong mental game that whole tournament, because the first set I had, I got 3-stock, 3-stock, 2-stock, or 2-stock, 3-stock, 3-stock.
Damn.
Something like that. Versus Ken, the Sonic player. He destroyed me. And then I had to play Gluto a little bit later, just like thinking... like, because I know that I got in through the Wi-Fi, and then I qualified through the West Coast qualifier.
Heard.
So people were labeling me as a Wi-Fi warrior, like just a Puff player that made it through Wi-Fi. So like I was just going through all of that, and like I was trying not to think about all of that in my head, because it was just like annoying that like I was like working and like getting all these results, but I was still labeled a Wi-Fi warrior.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
That's never done anything offline. So all I was thinking was, instead of thinking about all that, I was thinking about the game plan against Gluto and what I could do differently.
Mm-hmm.
And it all paid off. I knew when he would go in. I knew when he'd get nervous. And it all paid off game 5, and that's why I popped off, because it was like a collection of all those things happening.
And that's awesome, man. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's freaking what Smash really about, you know? Like, go in, like, you're showing up, you're doing everything you can. You proved everybody wrong. And I feel like, and since then, like, you've just been on the up and up. No.
Oh, I got it.
No!
I thought about this, but I was like, this is an infinite. I was gonna get down to smash wobble. I was gonna wobble you.
I died anyway. Okay, and then the next clip is gonna be you against Chag at Smash Summit. I believe you're now 3-0 or 3-1 against him. But like you got this insane like rest, like 2-stock to 1 comeback on him. Like how? First of all, how was Summit in general, and 2, how was that set? How was it beating Chag? Who like around that time, I feel like a lot of people thought he was like a top 15, top 20 player.
So I love Summit, by the way. Like everyone always talks about their issues with Summit, but I always say that I can't give an honest opinion because of how biased I am.
Yeah.
I've been to 3 summits, 2 as a VIP and 1 as a competitor. So I mean, I've been to almost every summit, and they're always like the most fun events, and I always like improve drastically at every single event.
That's awesome.
This is the one I'm not going to. This is the first one since Summit 2.
Dang, you couldn't even get in as
not
a
even
VIP?
as VIP. I decided not to save up money.
That's understandable.
And it was just like, I'll just go to the next one as a VIP or potentially competitor.
Hopefully as a competitor.
Yeah, that's the goal. And I'll be going, yeah, it'll be my like last one. But I always love Summit. They're very nice. They like the catering's really, really good. They always have a lot of setups. I always give a lot of like streaming room. Like you can just like, if you see the monitor and you're there first, you can just stream. No matter, it's just like that.
Dang,
it's really nice.
No, that's awesome.
There's always a lot of stuff to do too at the event. Like Summit also helps your stamina because you never get tired at tournaments usually after a Summit practice. Because you're playing for 8 to 10 hours every single day for 5 days.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Who do you usually grind with when you're there? Like, are the other VIPs? Like, if you say you came as a VIP, are you grinding with the top players or the other VIPs, the commentators?
Usually, you're playing just the VIPs, no bias. Sometimes, if you're playing against competitors, if you just ask and they're nice. And then I know the Japan players like Zachary T. They'll play anyone.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, they'll I know like Zachary actually Zachary's played a ton of the VIPs, or he'll just play anyone that like he can. I know so like some like players will like play everyone no matter who, or some will be like a little bit more strict. Like even me, sometimes I'm a bit strict with who I play against, just because I'm trying to get ready for either specific player, so I want to play against that matchup, or I just need to be selfish because I feel like I just need to be.
I got you. Like, you're there to practice. Like,
you
want to get the best practice.
I'll still play people, but I'll just say, like, I'll play for, like, 20 minutes or something like that. And if you're trying to, like, drastically improve and not go for the experience, then it might be a little bit harder for me to, like, justify it. Just because, like, people are just, like, trying to just get ready for their own set. I still would, I would recommend it if you, like, just are, like, if you have the extra money and you, like, want to go for the experience, then I would say go.
And then the set versus Chag. How did that play out? You guys played twice that tournament, or was it?
Oh, we played technically 3 times because of the tiebreaker.
Oh, okay.
We played a best of 3 tiebreaker too. So what I was thinking was I got 3-0 3-0'd in my day 1 like round robin pools. I was like, and at that time people were you'll see it like in like a similar story where I was labeled as the Summit vote-in that was gonna go 0-5 or 0-4.
I remember that.
I got him because Hungrybox carried me. So I was just like, okay, I was just trying not to like think about all that stuff. I didn't even open like Twitter or like anything like that. Or if I did, I wouldn't like, because I have a big habit of like name searching or like looking for stuff that people say about me. And I didn't even do that. I looked at Twitter maybe like once or something like that. I didn't even want to open any social media because I was just that like stressed out about it. So all I was thinking was just the next day I just need to do well against Chag and things will work out. Or like I just need to like keep my like confidence high. And then I play Chag. YouTuking gives me some tips also. I don't remember if it was the second set or the first set, but I get tips. I analyze Chag a bit. I played the power match a lot, so I know it.
Yeah.
It's just all about not getting nervous and not choking. All I was thinking at first was I just need to take a game, and then things will go my favor. So game 1, I get a bit nervous in the last stock. But I realized that Chag did a bad explosive flame, so all I think is I just have to nair it. And I get the win. And then I nair it, and I get game 1, and then I'm finally like playing like myself. Like I'm not thinking that someone's better than me or worse than me. I'm just like going into play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it works out. And then like the game 5 that most people know about happens. And all I'm thinking is just like you have to just like get your hit and then find a way to get a kill. Like just ASAP, just like find anything, get any read, and then all of a sudden I get the read. I get like he rolls in, he gets scared that because I was baiting a roll out read to get a forward throw.
Yeah.
But I made my drift good enough to where I can still cover the roll in. And then so then I get the rest, and then it's last stock. I knew he was gonna like commit to something, so I punish it. I knew he would drift in again, so I up arrested. And that's how I just won game 5 in like my head. I was very happy. I got the tiebreaker potential to get into be the second player, which in the gauntlet stage means you only have to play 1 set to make it to winner's side.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, lost the tiebreaker, but it boosted my mentality for the rest of the day.
And that's awesome. And you ended up getting 7th at that event, right?
Yep, yeah, I got 7th. My top, well, it technically Puff's first top 8. But I didn't. It was top 8 on Invitational, so I didn't really like counting it.
I got you, but still, it's something, you know.
Yeah, it was still a big thing to have happen.
100%, 100%. So my next question for you is gonna be: we've been talking about how much you enjoyed Summit, so I just want to know, what has been your best and worst tournament experience? It can be the venue was cold, somebody was being a dickhead to you, like. Or that it was awesome. Like it could be like a set that you played, like you won the tournament, you just remember it being a fun time. You know, what would you say are the best and the worst?
The best by far is Battle of BC. Easily the best event I've been to, undisputed. That event was amazing. It just had everything like that I enjoyed I enjoy in events. Okay. Just at an event. And then my worst, it's not actually even the organizer's fault, because it was at the time Smash GG, but now Start GG. But Start GG just didn't work for an event. Snap. So there was a 6-hour delay for a big event with like a lot of out-of-state attendance in Arizona. So we had to wait 6 to 8 hours to play our like in bracket. I was meant to start at like a set time, but it didn't.
Yeah, ended up starting way later.
Yeah. Somehow, by the TO, aka Steven Shackelford, he got a paper bracket, did the whole thing himself, and got the event to run.
What a legend.
A literal legend. He somehow got the event to still run. And then, but objectively, that has to be the worst event I've been to. Yeah. It just, like, it doesn't matter what you do, because it was a 6-hour delay. Like, that's just, it sucks. It's also my worst ever performance at an Arizona event. There's also bias. I got, like, 17th, and I was seeded top 8. So my worst ever event. Yeah. I would say that would be that, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I, funnily enough, like, one of the first locals I went to, same thing, dude. It was when Smash GG, like, first started, and the whole website went down, like, an hour before the tournament started. Right. And they were trying to message the people who work there, and the guy, the guy was like, dude, I'm at school right now, like, I can't reply to you. And he's like, what do you mean you can't reply to me, dude? Your website is down. Yeah. Yeah, by far my worst. And then there's like, I haven't had any crazy bad major experiences.
The SmashCon 2022 venue, VIP room, is really bad. Like,
Really?
That's nothing like crazy. Like it's not the end of the world if that happens.
Yeah, I mean it's a VIP room at the end.
Yeah, it's a VIP room at the end of the day. Like, yeah, it's not. It's not a deal breaker. And then yeah, there's nothing else other than the tragedy that happened. It wasn't even the organizer's fault, and the event was also pretty good. Like it wasn't a bad event. Other than
that's all you could ask for. At SmashCon, did you only enter ult or did you enter 4 as well?
I only entered ult singles, ult doubles.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, Bass. We got 2 more questions for you. This one is gonna be, you know, a little spicy, but
okay.
What's your thoughts on Kazuya and Steve, man? The community, they want to know. The community wants to know.
I said this a lot. I think I mean I play Steve right now. I'm grinding Steve.
Yeah.
Out of just spite because of like how much I dislike the character. I think Steve's top 1, and I think has a potential to be banned. Like there is potential to get the character banned soon. It's just like the character's insane.
Yeah, I'm with you. He has everything.
Yeah, he literally like all his matchups that are quote unquote bad are all very beatable. Like even like the matchups that like I get annoyed at as Steve right now. I know that if I just spent more time developing counterplay, then I wouldn't care. It would be fun. And that's the issue with the character. Like the character like gets tech every single day that no other character in the game has. It's like a rarity to have that much tech for a character.
Exactly. And a lot of people are like, well, the counterplay is going to develop. And I'm like, okay, well, then his counterplay is going to develop.
Fast enough, yeah. Like, the anti-Steve counterplay isn't fast enough. And the other thing that's like crazy is like a lot of the people, which I do like, I'm a big fan of all of them, but they all know that they're like very carried. Like Yanni's like a good example. He'll like always say he's carried by Steve.
Yeah.
He's proud of it, which I don't blame him. If I want to be carried, I totally get it. That's why I'm playing Steve.
For real. Work smarter, not harder, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And I mean, like, yeah, like, I don't think there's necessarily a problem with being carried in the game. Obviously, you're gonna get the backlash from the community, but it doesn't matter. If they're not gonna ban the character, then
just
whatever.
keep playing the character.
Exactly, yeah. And then, how do you feel about Kazuya?
I think Kazuya is... I hate best of 3 Kazuya way more than I do best of 5.
Best of 5, that's fair.
Because I remember I played against, at Rise and Grind, I played the Kazuya named Skeleton. And I was very scared because it was best of 3 round 1 of the entire tournament.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my god, I could just die, like, to an invincible move at 50. And there's like, that's just it. That's my run. Winner's bracket's over. The set was last stock both games too. It was just a very scary set. I think Kazi is crazy, like, good, but there are some matchups that like he can't, like, he has to work a lot harder in neutral than people want to say.
Yeah.
Not in terms of punish, because I like what Ferp says about Kazuya, which is, yeah, Kazuya has all these these situations that aren't good for him, but you could also just invincible move through them.
Yeah.
So like, there's also that. Like, there are also like, I think a good example is Diddy. Yeah, Diddy can just run around timeout Kazuya, but as soon as one invincible move hits, Diddy's weakness is disadvantage state, and Kazuya is an advantage state only character.
Exactly.
But like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I have no idea how good Kazuya is still. I have characters that I like call a wild card. Like, I have no clue. And he is my wild card. Like, I have no clue how good he is.
Cause like, yeah, I'm with you on that. Cause sometimes I'm like, I feel like he's a problem for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say on Steve's level, but
yeah, it's not even. I don't think on Steve level, but
they're frustrating for different reasons.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Steve is like, he has everything, so it's just like frustrating to fight against him because he's always good in every spot. And like Kazuya is annoying to play
Kazuya
against.
Has like invincible, has like 8 invincible moves.
Yeah, it's like playing.
And
against,
that's like really hard to deal with as a competitor.
And like not getting
because anyone
tilted
can
against
do it.
him
Like,
as well.
With Steve, anyone can do it, but you have to put in more time. Like, I've always said, like, would you rather spend a day and become PR level, or a month and be PGR level? Steve takes time, but the reward, like putting in like a month of Steve in comparison to almost any other character, it's gonna be way more beneficial.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So you're thinking, Steve, you know, you could see him getting banned one day.
Yeah, I see the argument, especially like there's the other argument, not even about the character, but about like how bad he is at the low level, mid level play.
Like just dominating.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine how if you're a new player, you just play like we'll just say Wolf or something. We'll say like a character just like normal character common, and then all of a sudden you have to play against round 1 Kazuya, and you're like a month into the game and you don't know how to deal with someone like pressing invincible moves like that.
Yeah.
It can be frustrating to learn because the only counterplay is to either camp or to like just camp.
Yeah, and most people who, if it's their first time coming to a tournament, they're not looking to camp. They're coming there to play.
There is counterplay, I guess, like using low moves, like using like down tilts or things like that. But as a new player, you don't understand that yet, and it's very hard to like learn that stuff. Like when you're first starting out into Smash, especially when there's so many characters. Because as soon as you finish understanding the Kazuya matchup, all of a sudden you have to learn the Zelda matchup.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many like characters to worry about.
And then like you develop like a whole playstyle to beat this character, and you have to flip it to beat somebody else.
Exactly.
So my last question I got for you, man, is F throw.
Yeah.
Just F throw.
That's it. It's the whole question.
That F throw. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's all you need to really say about that move. That move is something else. It might be the best grab in the game.
You really think so?
It might be. Like, in terms of, like, a vacuum, I don't mean, like, utility or, like, working in the character. I just think, like, specifically, like, what it does for Puff is huge. I don't think any other character could, like, that angle and, like, how fast the grab is. Because, that grab is frame 6 standing. So it's the tied for fastest grab in the game. Fast grab's frame 9, which is fine. So it's tied for fastest standing grab in the game. Like Steve, funny enough, has a better forward throw angle, I think. But because it's on a very slow grab, it's not necessarily as good for the character. Imagine Puff having to hit a frame 18 grab.
Yeah, no.
Or something like that. It'd be way harder.
She's already slow enough on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be very hard to do. Having just a standing grab, especially with like pivot landing, changes a lot.
How like it's kind of like it's a meme, you know, for you. I would say F throw is definitely.
Yeah, it is a meme, but it's just like it's just because of what I've done with the move that made it a meme.
Yeah.
Because I've just like I know like the set that like got people talking about that move is me versus Lavish.
Yes.
It's the game 3 where I literally grabbed him 3 times.
Just got the win off of that. Was F throw a meme for you in Smash 4 too? I feel like I kind of remember that.
It always was like a thing, but it was just because of how good I was at getting an edge guard off of it.
I got you.
But they actually made it like a good move. Because in Smash 4 and like pre-patch Puff, you could DI up and then you'd live it. That was it. You'd live, you DI'd up, even like Richter could live it.
What the heck?
Yeah, like you could DI up and then Richter would like have a way higher chance of living. That's like a good example. It's one of the biggest changes of a matchup for like that grab. It used to go from potentially like Belmont favor to now it's just Puff favor.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah. And like that grab changed so many matchups.
That makes
not even just, like,
that makes a
Belmont.
ton of sense actually.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, it made like easy matchups even easier. I'm betting.
Yeah, exactly. It made a lot more matchups less stressful because you could have a game plan in a lot more matchups. The game plan before would be a lot harder to execute.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, man, that makes sense. Sheik, her forward throw, the same thing. Like if you DI in, they'll go straight up. If you DI away, they'll go like straight horizontal.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Exactly, but with like Puff and that, like with Sheik, at least you have combos off of
Out of exactly. Puff, that whole reason
Puff,
she has that move is to get them off stage, and the fact that they could.
Yeah. There's no combo throw or anything like
Yeah.
with Sheik where you have frame traps and you can like get them on the ledge, which is your win condition. With Puff, the win condition is getting them off stage. So just the one horizontal, just having it only be horizontal is huge.
I'll ask one more little bonus question real quick.
All right.
Since we got some time in this
Right.
game. If you could change one thing about Puff, what would you do?
I'm trying to think, cause I remember like Larry, he asked me like a similar thing. He asked me if I would do like a crazy big buff, what would I do? And the thing that I would change now is making like the air dodge way like make it frame 3 instead of frame 4, because Puff is a frame 4 air dodge, which is the slowest in the game, tied with only heavies.
Oh.
So when you see the like, there'll be like the graphs of like frame 2, frame 3, frame 4 air dodges.
Yeah.
You'll see every heavyweight in Puff. And it looks really funny until you're playing the character and seeing those situations come up in bracket. She's the balloon Pokemon, so that's why they did that.
I was about to say.
Because they did it, it's like the same thing with like the shield break, because the balloon pops.
Oh.
So all this is actually a hurt box. It's not just for an animation.
She actually gets bigger.
Yeah.
Alright, for sure.
So like up air, and then if I jump, you'll see a big difference. Like that.
Yeah, like I didn't even. My foot definitely wouldn't have hit you if you didn't jump.
Exactly.
And jump like it should be like an escape option. Like you shouldn't be
Yeah,
scared.
but it isn't with Puff, because you jump. So like if I was here, it would be normal. But if I jump,
again, yeah.
then I'm covering this entire spot. Is now a hurt box.
Ah, I see. Yeah. All right, my man. I had a great time talking to you. Let the people know it is BassMage. It's not BassMage. It's BassMage.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna tell you. Yeah, no one knows that it was originally BassMage. That's what I would say it. But then it just was changed to BassMage, just because people would mess up the pronunciation. Yeah, everyone would say it like that. And it just stayed like that, which I mean, I don't mind. I don't care either way.
Yeah.
But it's just, but that is the original lore. It was originally BassMage.
Yeah.
That's why it's Bassy of Sassy.
Exact. I told somebody that, and they're like, "Oh, that his Twitter handle makes sense now." And I was like, "Exactly, bro. Exactly."
Yeah.
All right,
I'm glad I did it. It was a good time. So I'm happy with it.
Thank you. I hope you all appreciated the video. Enjoyed it. Liked it. Expect a lot more stuff coming. I got a couple more interviews lined up already, actually. So be ready for that. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Have a good night.